All right, and good evening, y'all. I'm Joshua Weisel here in the Weather 225 Storm Studios with a look at your forecast for tonight and to tomorrow for Southwest Missouri, Northwest Arkansas, River Valley, Oklahoma. We have a pretty big coverage area, so if you're new to the Weather Center, thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you so much to all of our loyal viewers that we've had and tuned into all of these updates. It's hot outside. It's hot in here. So I'm wearing the polo shirt this evening just because it's pretty hot, as you can imagine, with the lights and the computers and all of that. It's been really, really warm here in the studio. So you got to do what you got to do. Overnight tonight, 70s, 80s, upper 70s, that is. It's going to be another warm and humid start to the day. Now, show you what we got for tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be a little bit warmer. So if you thought it was warm today, it's going to be a couple degrees warmer tomorrow in many locations. And it's just that point in the heat where it really doesn't matter if it's 100 or 105. When you factor in the humidity, it's going to be, pretty ruthless with the heat, to say the least. So if you're an athlete, if you're working in construction outdoors, anything that's outside participating in physical activities, please take care of yourself because it's going to be pretty warm once again tomorrow. So highs anywhere from 100 to 106 look to be possible. Heat index values could be as high as 115 in many locations. The good news with patterns like this is, you start to see a little bit drier weather, right? And we're going to see some drier weather over the next couple of days. And then we got some rain on the way. You'll see that with the 7-day forecast here coming up. But the rain chances, they're gone. The algorithm's not picking it up. I can't rule out maybe one or two pop-ups in the afternoon for parts of Southwest Missouri, maybe Northeast Oklahoma. But, just relatively speaking, it's just going to be warm and dry going forward. So that is a good thing. We can just skip right along with that. The other good news is for the Foghorns morning fog outlook, there's really no, chance of fog tomorrow morning. When you have this heat and the humidity, you kind of eliminate those opportunities for some fog. So we're really not expecting any sort of reduced visibility tomorrow morning. Huge shout out to Foghorns for sponsoring our channel. We appreciate their, sponsoring of this channel. So huge shout out to them. Visit them in Springdale and in Fayetteville, and be sure to support them like they support us. Coming up, we got to look at those 7-day forecasts. You won't want to miss out on that because I do have maybe some relief on the way. We'll talk about that and more here in just minutes. Or seconds. I forget. Our breaks are not that long.
If you like our media and forecasts, be sure to support us today on Patreon. You can advertise with us this storm season and throughout the year. Contact us today for availability and pricing. Weather 225 since 2015.
All right, and welcome back. Here's a look at something that may be of concern for some people, and that's going to be the drought monitor. And that's because we got all this heat and we've got all the summer weather that's moving in. What does it mean for our drought? Well, the good news is, at least for the drought, it's not widespread for the entirety of the area, but it is starting to build back into the area, especially in the River Valley. So you can see still some extreme drought in some areas. Otherwise severe to even some dry conditions. But the concern is if we don't have any sort of, major rainfall to kind of help with those areas in the severe to the extreme drought, it could continue to build back in, right? So the good news is we do have some rain chances on the way. The bad news is it may take a little bit more than the rain chances that we have to completely eliminate the drought, but maybe for some of those drier locations, some of the rain that we've got on the way may help out in, the short term. And here's a look at what we've got. This is why we say tune into the updates, when we have them throughout the day, throughout the week, because the forecast changes so much. Previously, as you saw, it looked like this upcoming week was going to be in the triple digits. Once we were looking at the forecast later last week, it looked like we were going to be triple digits all throughout the week. But these things, they do tend to change. So now we have a system that looks to be arriving by the time we get to midweek. That's going to drop those temperatures. I say drop, it's not really going to be any sort of major cool down. The overnights, maybe, but you can see we're still going to be in the 90s, but we do have a chance for some showers and thunderstorms. The greatest coverage, I think, is going to be Thursday, Friday for the majority of the region. It's going to be higher rain chances in Southwest Missouri and in all of our Arkansas coverage area compared to maybe parts of our Oklahoma County coverage area. Enjoy a very beautiful weekend because the weekend looks fantastic. We're talking 80s for the highs, so enjoy that, but keep in mind this forecast may change in the coming days that we've got. So you may want to tune in for that because early next week, those temperatures, they look to basically skyrocket back into the triple digits. Thing is, forecasts, they do tend to change. That was a pretty big jump in those temperatures, as you could see. But, once we start getting closer to the forecast, those numbers are going to be a little bit more refined, a little bit more, closer to what we're expecting there. It's going to be the same thing for the River Valley, except rain chances a little bit higher Thursday, Friday, less on Wednesday. As of now, we'll keep an eye on that. The mornings look to be pretty pleasant as we head into the weekend. Northeast Oklahoma, kind of the same thing. It's going to be a little bit cooler, if you will, as we head into the weekend. Rain chances will be there Wednesday through Friday. Highest chances look to be Thursday, Friday. Some pop-ups will be possible into the weekend as well. Early next week, back into the triple digits. Same for Southwest Missouri, except Southwest Missouri has some higher rain chances Thursday and Friday, even on Wednesday compared to parts of the area in Oklahoma. That's a look at what we got there, keeping this forecast short and sweet because right now, next couple of days, it's going to be a little bit of a roller coaster. Thankfully, we got those cooler temperatures on the way for Wednesday. We'll let you know more details on that. But the good news is for the remainder today and even tomorrow, things are going to remain dry. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your evening.